Hey, I'm Adam Driggers with EliteFTS.com, and wanted to come to you with the first installment of a little bit of information about the jack shirts. I've noticed that there's been a couple of discussions about them on some of the forums. I've been getting some questions about the jack shirt in my training log, and so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about them, talk to you a little bit about the modifications that we do, some of the things we do to help break the shirts in. They really are, it's a job to get them broke in. They come, they're really tight, they really squeeze on your arms, they squeeze on your chest and shoulders if you got them on right, and it can be a chore to break them in. So what I want to do is over a couple of installments is let you know how we do it, what makes it easier, what helps out, what works, what doesn't work, and just help you get into them a little easier, get to use them a little quicker than maybe you have been already. The jack shirt, the main problem, and the first thing I'm going to discuss is the sleeve and the taper in the sleeve. You can see the sleeve is tapered. This sleeve has been trimmed, which is the #1 modification that I've seen done on the shirts. Everybody trims the sleeve. They're long and they taper, and that creates a problem. It gets really tight on the forearm, and most guys find it almost impossible to get it up over the forearm into the legal area where it's just above the elbow there. And so most guys remedy that by trimming the sleeve, just cutting the end of it off. We personally here at Team Samson, we take the sleeve, we lay it flat on the ground, we use a square edge, ruler or whatever, lay it across it, take a razor blade and just trim the end of the shirt off. We start small. The worst thing you want to do, or the last thing you want to do, is trim too much off of it at one time. So we start small. Personally, I start with just the seam of the shirt first, less than 1/4 of an inch. And then I'll take about 1/4 of an inch after that each time if I have to do it more than once. Generally, I only have to do it the first time and maybe a second time. But what it basically does, it opens the end of the shirt up a little bit. It gets rid of a little bit of the taper, and it shortens the shirt so that you can get it up over your elbow and make the shirt usable and legal for most federations. But what I mainly want to talk to you about is what you need to do after you've made that modification. I have a custom shirt. It's a 50 chest plate, size 52 arms. I trimmed the sleeves to break it in for my last meet. I was looking for just an opener to get qualified for my next meet, and I trimmed the sleeves and got it broke in. Had a lot of seams pop like any shirt does, but nothing really to worry about. However, when I got to the meet, I had a sleeve blow on me, and I hope you can see that, but that sleeve opened up on me there, maybe 1.5 inches. This sleeve started to. Now I did get the opener, no problem. I heard it pop, but I didn't feel anything give. The weight didn't come down. It wasn't an issue as far as the bench was concerned, but I did not push a second attempt in the shirt simply because, well, it was written. I didn't want it to rip anymore. There's a simple fix to that I was just too lazy to do this last time. You trim the sleeve, right? The jack shirts, the ace shirts as well, before they're trimmed, they have another seam or some more stitching here along that edge to keep that seam strong. Well, when you trim it, you get rid of that. So you really should, when you get the sleeve trimmed and fitting right, you should take it to somebody. This shirt's inside out, as you can see, but you take it to somebody and let them close that seam up on the inside here. You can see how the shirt would look before it pops. Just have somebody close that up like that. Run some seams along there to tighten that back up so it doesn't pop like my other shirt did. It's a great way to tighten it up. We have plenty of shirts that we've done like that we haven't had any problem with at all. They're as strong as they are from the manufacturer, no problem at all. Metal does a great job with these shirts. But when you start cutting off the support seam by trimming the sleeve, it does create a weak spot. So I would encourage you to trim as much of the sleeve off as you can. Do it in small increments so you don't cut too much off at one time. And once you have it and you know it fits and you think it's going to be fine, have that seam reinforced so you don't have one pop like I did.